In this video, I'm going to share with you 3 things that will open your eyes between the rich mindset versus the poor mindset. Because if you are not careful, you might have some of these poor money habits without even knowing it. So I want you to watch this video from start to finish, because at the end of the video, I'll share with you the last thing that is so mind-blowing. And trust me, after you learn these 3 things, they will forever change your perspective about money. So make sure to save this video and share with someone who needs to hear this message. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, welcome. On this channel, we discuss everything motivation, business, entrepreneurship, and making money. So if those topics are of interest to you, make sure to subscribe to the channel so you can be notified when we post new videos like this one. Now let's get straight into the video. Starting with number 1. The first way to tell if you have a rich or poor mindset comes down to how you view money. Because if you are a person who thinks that money is hard to come by, then you will always have a hard time with money. See, if you think that money is hard to make, then you will act in ways that will always keep you poor. And that's why most people remain poor, because they think that money is hard to come by. But if you have a rich mindset, then you know that there is an abundance of money out there. And it's just a matter of you finding a way to position yourself to receive it. You see, in today's world, there is enough money for everyone to be rich. There is no excuse to be broke. We live in a world where billionaires are being created every single day. And yet there are still people who struggle with paying their bills. Now don't get me wrong, I am not saying that everyone is going to become a billionaire. That is not what I'm saying. But the point is that there is enough money in the world for everyone to live comfortably. You just have to position yourself in a place where you can receive it. The second way to tell if you have a rich mindset or a poor mindset comes down to where you spend your time. Because if you are a person who spends their time with people who have the same mindset as them, then guess what? You're going to stay right where you are. You're never going to move forward in life. In fact, you're probably going to get worse, because all you're doing is feeding off each other's energy and staying in that same cycle of poverty. But if you want to have a rich mindset, then you need to spend time with people who inspire you, who motivate you to become better. You have to surround yourself with people who challenge you to think bigger and take action towards your goals. So my question to you is, who do you spend your time with? Is your friend group filled with people who are dreamers and go-getters? Or are they filled with people who are negative and always bringing everyone else down? Look, I know it can be hard to break out of a negative friend group, especially if you've been friends with these people for a long time. But it's important to remember that you are the average of the 5 people you spend your time with. So if you want to improve your life, you need to start spending time with people who are already where you want to be. Trust me, it will make a world of a difference. The third way to tell if you have a rich mindset or a poor mindset comes down to your knowledge of personal finance. Because if you are a person who doesn't understand the basics of personal finance, then guess what? You will always struggle with money. You see, personal finance is simply the management of your money. It's how you budget, save, and invest your income to achieve your financial goals. And if you don't understand the basics of personal finance, then you are doomed to fail. Most people don't understand the power of compound interest, which is one of the most important concepts in personal finance. And because of that, they will never become rich. But if you truly want to have a rich mindset, then you need to educate yourself on personal finance. You need to learn how to manage your money, save money, and invest it to generate more money. I've made several videos on this topic, but I would highly recommend that you read a book on personal finance. Trust me, it will change your life. Now that you have learned these 3 things, I'm going to share with you the 4th thing, which is by far the most important. And this 4th thing is going to open your eyes and completely change the way you look at money. So make sure to stick around. You see, there is a saying that goes, "The way you do one thing is the way you do all things." And that is so true when it comes to money. For example, if you are a person who struggles with keeping up with their bills every month, then chances are you will also struggle with saving money. If you are a person who has a hard time sticking to a budget, then chances are you will also have a hard time investing. And if you are a person who struggles with believing in yourself and your ability to make money, then chances are you will never become rich. So what I'm trying to say is that if you want to have a rich mindset, you need to start thinking like a rich person. You need to examine the way you do things and ask yourself whether that is helping you move towards your goal of becoming rich, or if it's keeping you stuck in your current situation. For example, if you are someone who struggles with procrastination, then you need to work on developing the habit of taking action. If you are someone who struggles with self-doubt, then you need to work on developing a positive self-image. So I want you to take some time right now to examine the way you do things and ask yourself whether it is helping you become rich or if it's keeping you poor. Because once you understand this, it will be very easy for you to make the necessary changes to start thinking like a rich person. I want to share with you a story that will further illustrate this point. There was a man who lived in a small village, and he was known as the poor man. No matter how hard he worked, he could never seem to get ahead. He was always struggling to pay his bills and put food on the table for his family. One day, the man decided that he wanted to learn from the richest man in the village. So he went to him and asked him for advice. The rich man listened to the man's story and then said something that changed the man's life forever. He said, "You will never be rich if you keep doing things the way you have been doing them." The poor man was confused, so the rich man continued, "If you want to become rich, you need to start thinking like a rich person. You need to examine the way you do things and ask yourself whether it is helping you become rich or if it's keeping you poor." The poor man took the rich man's advice to heart, and it changed his life forever. He started thinking like a rich person and examining the way he did things. And as a result, he became the richest man in the village. So I want you to remember this story because it will help you whenever you feel like giving up on your dreams of becoming rich. Just remember the story of the poor man and how he became the richest man in the village by simply changing the way he thought and the way he did things. In conclusion, I want you to remember that you are the average of the 5 people you spend your time with. So if you want to improve your life, you need to start spending time with people who are already where you want to be. You also need to remember that the way you do one thing is the way you do all things. So if you want to become rich, you need to start thinking like a rich person. By following these 2 simple rules, you will be well on your way to improving your life and achieving your dreams. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope it has helped you in some way. Please don't forget to share this video with someone who needs it. Also, make sure to hit the subscribe button so you won't miss any future uploads. Thank you again for watching, and I will see you in the next video.